Bedtime Stories for Giants. If you like these stories and want to follow along on the Giants' adventures, please hit the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to like this video. I hope you enjoy the story.
Tell me a giant story.
Good evening. It's time to get comfortable in your beds. Lay down and relax your body. Cover yourself with your blankets. Rest your head on your pillow. In tonight's sleep story, we're going down under. That's right, we're going to visit Australia. Waiting for us in Australia is a boxing kangaroo named Jack. But before we leave on our journey, let's take a deep breath in through our nose. And let it out slowly and gently through your mouth. In through your nose again. Slowly, gently out through your mouth. The four giant children, Luna, Bo, Apple Peach Banana, and Ernie, had learned about kangaroos. That night before bed, all Ernie could think about was what he had learned. That night while he was sleeping, he dreamt he met a kangaroo. In his dream, he found himself in Australia, in the outback. There were kangaroos all around him. As he watched wide-eyed at the kangaroos he had learned about that day, one of them approached him and said, "Hi, my name is Jack. That's short for Jacqueline. I have a cool thing to show you." Jack pulled out her boxing gloves. Ernie took a few steps back. This frightened him. Was Jack gonna start boxing him? Ernie was not prepared for this. He was not prepared to box a kangaroo. They were so cute and adorable. He didn't want to have to fight one. And even though he took 2 steps back, he knew in his head that kangaroos can jump up to 25 feet in one leap. The couple steps he took backwards were not going to save him. Jack could see the fear in Ernie's eyes and reassured him. "Oh, please, I'm a boxing kangaroo. But I don't box kangaroos or humans or anything living, really. I have this cool thing set up over here, and I like to fight sleep." Ernie was confused. How do you fight sleep? How does anyone fight sleep, like physically fight, with boxing gloves? Jack hopped over to a tree where hanging from its branches were different sized pots and pans. "Here, right here. Oh, I'll show you." Ernie had to run really fast to keep up with the kangaroo, because kangaroos can hop at 45 miles per hour. That is super fast. And that's fast, even if you're a giant and have giant legs. Jack held up her red gloves and said, "These gloves here help me to make the beautiful sounds of sleep. Here, I'll give you a demonstration." Jack held up her boxing gloves in front of her face as if she was about to throw a punch. She was bouncing from one foot to the other. Then she reached out her boxing glove and threw a punch. The pot she hit made a deep, lovely tone that was very soothing, Ernie found. Then Jack put her gloved hands back up in front of her face like she was going to throw another punch. And when she did, this time, she hit a smaller pot. The smaller pot made a higher pitched tone. Ernie found this tone soothing as well. Jack told Ernie, "I have been a mother kangaroo for years, and this is a trick I learned when I had my first. And because kangaroos are marsupials, They have a pocket, like a pouch in their front that carries their babies. Jack opened up her pouch, and inside was a teeny, tiny, not much bigger than a jelly bean, baby kangaroo called a Joey. This is my little darling kangaroo baby named Tulip. She needs a nap, but she won't fall asleep unless I play her a bedtime lullaby. This is the only way I could figure out how to play beautiful music for my babies. Jack began to play a very soothing lullaby using her boxing gloves on the pots and pans. Who knew kangaroos were such good music makers? Not only could she play a song, she could keep a beat. Ernie was impressed, but best of all, Tulip, the baby Joey, was sleeping comfortably in her mom's pouch. Jack told Ernie, "Now that my darling Tulip is sleeping, I'd love to have a chat. I can answer any of your questions for you." Ernie actually had a great question for Jack. He asked, "I heard kangaroos can't go backwards. Is that true? You really can't jump backwards?" Jack said, "Oh, you heard correctly. We do not jump backwards. We can't go backwards. It's very unfortunate, but we can go very fast forwards, so that's all right with me." Ernie asked, "I know kangaroos can jump far, but can you also jump high?" Jack answered, "Oh, why yes, we can jump up to 10 feet high. That's about as high as an elephant is tall." Whoa, an elephant? That was about as tall as Ernie was. Ernie asked Jack another question. "How long does your baby Joey stay in your pouch for?" Mama Kangaroo Jack answered, "Usually, my Joeys start coming out of the pouch about 4 months old. But then, they're fully out of the pouch at 10 months, hopping around like an independent kangaroo." That was pretty cool to Ernie. The baby stayed in the pouch for that long. That mom must be a strong mother indeed. Ernie then asked, "What kind of snacks do you like to eat?" Jack answered, "Oh, well, all kinds of snacks. The only food I don't like is meat. I'm a vegetarian." A vegetarian? Ernie. This is way different than the shark they had met a couple weeks ago. The shark only ate meat. The kangaroo only ate things that weren't meat. How interesting. Ernie had another question. "Is it true that kangaroos box each other?" Jack answered, "Oh, yes. We do sometimes box each other, but usually it's just the boys boxing each other. They try to decide who the strongest kangaroo is. It's kind of silly if you ask me. But boxing to fight sleep? Now that is a useful skill to have." This gave Ernie an idea. Jack, I'm kind of tired myself. Do you think your boxing music will help me go to sleep?" Jack shrugged her shoulders and said, "Well, it never hurts to try." Jack stood up on her back legs, put on her boxing gloves, made it over to her pots and pans hanging in the tree, and began to play a song for Ernie to fall asleep. As Jack played her song, Ernie found himself relaxing more and more into the shady spot he had laid down in. He hardly noticed his breath was slowing. His hands and his fingers had fallen into a comfortable position on top of his belly. He barely noticed how heavy his eyelids were, how they had become so heavy he couldn't keep his eyes opened. He barely noticed his feet slumping over. He barely noticed that he had fallen asleep, right there in the shade of the music tree, with Jack playing a lullaby for him. Ernie slept there peacefully and had the most wonderful dreams. Only happy things that made him smile in his sleep. Jack, noticing Ernie had fallen asleep, she hopped off to join back up with her kangaroo pod, who were all busy having a tail balancing contest where they were seeing who could balance on their back tails for the longest. The end. Good night, Giants.